Yo, what is up guys? The Casey's here, and today we are doing our very first video on Android. I'm learning Android right now because of an app I have to make, and I actually like Android. It's pretty cool. You know, it's a little bit different than iOS, but you get to see the different sides of development, and I know there's a lot of people out there on the YouTube world that want to see more Android stuff. So I'm going to be bringing more Android content, I guess, in a sense. I mean, I'm still learning. But we're gonna kick it off with this very first Android Studio video. I'll give you guys a little review of the studio, show you guys around, things that I noticed, because I really haven't done Android in a while, and I haven't been like really good at it. I just kind of mess around with it. So basically the first take as a beginner for me. So let's get into it. First things first, let's start a new Android project. It's going to be called Hello World. And obviously your company domain. Mine is caseyschlout.com. Next. So a weird thing about Android, weird to me because I'm an iOS developer, people don't upgrade their phones. Like on iOS, I believe like 95% of people upgraded from iOS 9 to iOS 10. Boring. And probably the same to iOS 11. So there's like 5% or something like that didn't. But on Android, I mean, you can see like crazy, like Jelly Bean only has 92% of the devices, and that's API 16, and they're at API 26. So that's 10 APIs, or I guess what would be in a sense for iOS. Their like new software, the release. Maybe Android does more releases than Apple, which would make sense then. But I think it's more of just people don't trust Android's operating system for security reasons. I don't know why. But Android 16, or API 16, sorry, Android 4.1, it will run on 99.2% of devices. So I think it's a really good place to start. Obviously, you could go up to Android 8.0, which only has 1% of devices, which is kind of crazy, but whatever. Let's go with 16, API 16. Okay, so it's installing some stuff. Okay, cool. You can look around here. There's different, almost like templates that you can start out with. Basic activity. I mean, you guys can read it as well. I'd say check them out, see what they do. You can learn a lot from the templates. But we are going to start out with an empty activity. We'll call it main activity. Yes, yes, yes. Finish. And it like loads. It takes a minute to load. I don't see it. Oh, there we go. So it builds like the file, and then it's gonna pop up here in just a second. This is my slow computer, so I hope it's just a second. But on a normal computer, it's not slow. It's just a second. So one cool thing about Android Studio that I really like compared to iOS, iOS you have to use CocoaPods for your dependencies. With Android, they have the dependencies built right into it. Obviously, I haven't gotten into advanced things on Android like I have in iOS because I've had more time to play around with it. But like Firebase, it's just a simple line of code to get it into your app instead of installing the CocoaPods, which sometimes messes up. So I think that's a really cool feature of Android. So here we go. Here's our project. Okay, I guess it's saying I need to install something. Let's see here. Okay, so I think I got the errors. If you see errors, they usually have like little links or whatever you can click on. But a little rundown of this coding environment. Over here, you can like click on these tabs and they pop up and then they go away. If you click on them, double click, and then down here you have your Android monitor. That's when you're, or you can click the button over here on the side. Yeah, it shoots that down. But we're gonna go to our project. So we're obviously just gonna be going to our layout on this video. This is gonna be a little bit shorter. You know, just getting you introduced to the environment. I'm still not 100% familiar with it. I built a few things. You know, I'm messing around, so I'm learning with you guys. If you guys are like experienced Android developers and you see me doing something weird, please drop a comment. I mean, I want to learn, and you guys can help me, I guess. So this computer is a little bit slow, like I said. One cool thing that I like about Android, also down here at the bottom, you have text and design. So you can use your XML and oh, look at that! It says "Hello World," but yeah, so you can use XML. It's very simple. I guess just to show you guys, I didn't know it said "Hello World" all excuse me already. So I'll make another text view that says "Hello World," just so that we can go through that together. But underneath here, underneath this text view, inside of our Android support constraint layout, we're just going to say text view, capital text. What? What the what? My text is like slanted. Okay, so one thing you guys will notice as you're developing on Android Studio is the fact that Android Studio is very slow. It takes up a ton of space, like processing power space on your computer, and it's a little itsy bitsy bit annoying. I don't know why it takes up so much RAM processing power, but it does, and I guess you just have to get over it, right? Or I do. Sheesh, it's not working. Let's see. Let's see if the autocomplete comes up. No? What if we were to add a linear layout? Okay, so let's just add a linear layout right here. And it's going to be match parent for the width, and then match parent again. And inside of this linear layout, though, can we add a text view now? Here we go. So text view, and we want to wrap content on this text view and wrap content. So wrap content is like wrapping the content itself, whereas match parent is matching the parent, which is the view. So on your phone, if your phone screen is this big, it's going to go to the bounds of the phone screen or your parent, and then wrapping content will wrap the content. So if you have something this small, it's just going to be that small. It kind of makes sense. Obviously, you can Google it if that doesn't make sense. And then we are going to put in here Android text, and then we can just type in the text. Hello world. And we haven't ran this, so technically this has been ran, hello world. And I was talking to someone yesterday, and they're like, of course everything's hello world. But if you guys didn't know, it's a cool story. It's like the first words ever ran from a program onto a computer was hello world. So that's why everyone always does this hello world thing. Kind of like keeping, I guess, like a tradition of some sort. But I'm going to delete this other text view. We don't need that no more. We got a text view that's saying hello world, and I hope... let's go to design. So you'll see it says hello world. Now, cool thing about the new Android Studio, so this isn't constrained to anything. It's just kind of up there at the top. How do we constrain it again? Actually, no, it is constrained. Now, if you guys want to see all the properties, like in the old Android Studio, you just click down at the bottom, and it gives you more. Let's see here. Content. Auto link. I think it's auto constrained. Where's the... What does this one do? Do not align. I think it was automatically placed in here. Is this remove constraints? Clear all weights. Okay, so this one automatically assigns the weights, and now it pushed it over to the sides, and I'm guessing the top. And then maybe over here in the properties, we're going to type in gravity. if it. I don't know what this is. Issues. View is not constrained. Well, this view is matching parent, right? It should be matching parent. Hello world is just inside the linear layout. But whatever. What was I gonna say? Gravity. It's somewhere here. Gravity, gravity, gravity. Are we on the... We're here, gravity. And if we say center... Center... Or is it... What's the other one? Gravity. Like I said, I'm learning, guys. I don't know why center's not working. Maybe there's like another constraint conflicting with it. But if you say to the right, it goes to the right over here. Interesting. Oh, center worked that time. Huh? Okay. Maybe we could drag this out so I could read. Center horizontally. Sheesh. So yeah, center horizontally is going to center it horizontally. Kind of a cool thing. Also, over here in the values, you can change. So you'll see the styles.xml. Double click on that. This is like your style for the application, but you can't change your colors here. If you go to colors.xml though, you can change the color. So say I wanted like a green for the primary color. I choose that. And we go back to our activity main. Now you'll see the green header. I believe that's what it's called, a header. But yeah, so you guys can kind of see the layout of the Android application. Our main activity is up here. Layouts, resources are down here. We got our Gradle down here. So like what I was talking about with the dependencies, they're right here in our module app. Yeah, I think that's a pretty good introduction to Android. When you want to play, okay, so you can run it on 8 Nexus. I think this is the one I usually use. It loads up. It's pretty nice, I think. It's a lot better than it used to be, at least. Let's see how long it takes. So, Android just crashed my computer. I'm not sure what happened. That's definitely interesting. I've never had my computer crash. This is the first time I've ever had my Mac crash. Ever. Thanks to Android, right? But yeah, more Android content coming to this channel. I like Android. I like the principles behind the apps. I don't necessarily like the company itself and everything like that. I love Apple, but I mean, I like Android. It's kind of cool. Maybe I'll get an Android phone here soon, just for testing. And maybe we can build some cool stuff. Maybe some cross-platform games. Who knows? A lot of cool stuff coming though. And hopefully we can bring a bigger programming community to the channel with Android and iOS, possibly React later. Who knows what will happen. But thank you guys for watching the video. If you liked it, please give it a big thumbs up. And if you have any questions, comments, maybe I messed up on something in the Android Studio because I'm new, leave a comment below. Let me know. If it's just mean, then I'll ignore it. But if it's nice, please let me know. And what else? Subscribe if you're new, if I haven't said that already. Yeah. Peace.